All right. Let's see what chaos we can cause.
Chaos is
So,
definitely in the works.
chaos is in the works. That's what we like. Absolutely. So, where were we? So, you went to Outpost Z, right? And you hunted around, talked to a bunch of folks, and talked to a weasel looking character, Telmarin, basically. And what came out of that was he was going to basically update your ship to make sure it is not quite as obvious visually and, detect to a certain extent, I suppose, as well. But I mean, you have the right beacon, but I think it was more of a visual fix and upgrade your ship. In exchange for, because you guys are also looking to go to Golta, the prison planet,
Mhm.
to rescue your android friend
Mhm.
and hopefully, find out more or get the Star Rune wherever that's hiding, right?
Mhm.
Oh, hopefully that too.
Yeah, that too. That'd be a bonus, right? And he has some prisoners there that, hey, if I help you, go rescue my friends, kind of thing. And
Mhm.
that's about where we left off. So he had suggested, if memory serves, about trying to get a supply ship that is going to Golta.
Yeah.
And you could get the transponder for that particular ship, right? He wants the supplies of said ship to help pay for the modifications he's making to your ship.
Mhm.
And then you will be off and running. Maybe.
Mhm.
So we'll start there, I suppose, without thinking of anything else that you guys might want to ask. Is
Mhm.
so how do you want to get this ship?
We
Besides,
did not think about that part.
yeah, we did not think about that part. Yeah, we were thinking more about what we're gonna do once we're on Golta, because I thought that was actually, yeah, that's a good question. How are we getting this ship?
Hmm. Mark, you got any bright ideas?
Because didn't he mention that?
Well, we want to get the what are they called? The we want to get a supply ship to come here, right?
They don't. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Well, a couple things, right? First is just knowing um, the timing of when the ship might be coming, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, one suggestion, um, I believe he said there were some pirates who might know something along those lines.
You did
Right, the
say that.
pirates.
Yes, and so that would be A. B, you know, if I draw the parallel to Cloud City in Star Wars, right? They don't want to try to be too much involved in Imperial entanglements, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
Outpost Z does not want to make enemies with the, you know, doesn't want to be seen somehow as in cahoots with this, right? And maybe you could figure out a fancy way so you could do something to your advantage or something like that to make it, see, they're not part of the outpost, but is part of the outpost. I don't know, like how you want to try and work with these guys, but they don't want, in a sense, the Empire to come and think they were really involved, and then put a garrison on the station, and it's no longer a free station. Right
Mm.
now it they know about it, they tolerate it, it's outside of what they care about, so they don't want to be cared about, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I was thinking maybe try and convince them that some prisoner had fled to Outpost Z, but that sounds out of the question.
That is most certainly out of the question now.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
I'm sure. I feel like there's probably some sort of broker on the station that could tell us one of the supply ship's routes. Like I'm sure they move in a pretty regular fashion.
I don't think you'll have much of a hard time, you know,
Mm-hmm.
finding out when the ship might even dock here from time to time, right? Like it's not that they don't ever, right? It's just a matter of, like you said, A, finding out the timetable, and then B, you know, whatever you want to do from there, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we manage to get a ship to dock here, there's the matter of taking its transponder and its supplies.
Well, if the ship docks here, getting its supplies is easy. It's more like making
What
it so that
we
the
want to
Empire
do is just
doesn't know.
we want to just get the ship, right?
Well,
That would
it's
work, but then we wouldn't
Because
have
getting the entire ship would work, but most importantly, we need its transponder and we need its supplies.
and we need it.
Because
We
the
need to make
supplies need
it
to be
so
delivered
that
to the supplies need to be delivered to Talmarin. And ideally
yeah,
we'd take either the data or the transponder itself to use to get to Gulta.
and we need to make sure no one on the ship knows that we stole their transponder. And we need to make sure we show up at the time that the ship is supposed to show up.
Mm-hmm.
One second. Sorry, I was just rereading something here. No, all good. You guys can think. I'm sorry. If I come up with something I want to say, I'll say it.
Or we could just go check out the pirates. That could be fun.
You could.
Thoughts?
I mean, you could do the classic Loki's favorite plan:
Mm-hmm.
You get help.
get help.
I thought that was
My
Loki's
brother's
least
hurt.
favorite plan.
Yeah, I was sorry.
No.
Sarcastically, yes.
Well, I think that we should start by figuring out what the conditions are with the schedule, because then we can figure out what we need to do around that.
All right.
Because if we come up with a plan and the schedule is restrictive, then we need to make a new plan.
Mm-hmm.
I guess. So who are we gonna go find? So I guess we got to go find an information broker then, and find out what the plan is, or find out
Yep.
what their schedule is.
So Mr. Weasel also mentions that because the ship does stop here from time to time. There's also the merchants that you met, and they sometimes do dealings with the supply ship as well as the pirates.
Gotcha.
Right. So some of those guys could do that.
I mean, to be fair, most
Gotcha.
of those people either did not talk or were that dude who was a nervous wreck. So I don't know about getting information out of the one speaking person.
That is true. I think our best bet here is to talk this over with the pirates.
Yeah, I mean, however you want to do it, sure. I mean, think Star Trek as well, right? I mean, you've got all kinds of Trekkie options that you could think of from a technology point of view.
I guess, but we only have one tech dude, and he isn't proposing any tech options.
You have a couple tech dudes. Paul's
I'm
tech as
trying
You
well.
mean? Isn't Paul's a ship dude?
Paul's a ship
He
dude
wants
and a
to be
tech
ship
dude, if I remember correctly.
I'm a jack of all trades, master of none.
There you go.
Well, I mean, then techies, propose us your tech solutions for this.
We could hijack the ship.
That is so not it. That is too many steps forwards. First, we gotta find the ship.
I can't
How are
help
we
you
gonna
with that one. I don't know this area.
So Ray,
Mm-hmm.
back to us, I guess.
Oh, again, yeah, again, I think that the best way to find the ship or when it's next going to arrive here
Mm-hmm.
is going to be finding a person with the right information, and that person is most likely going to be one of the merchants or one of the pirates.
Yes. So who should we go to? The merchants or the
Don't,
pirates?
don't they just have a big board somewhere that lists all the flights coming in?
That's a great question. I asked the weasel if there's like an incoming or outgoing flight, like a. I can't think of the word for that. I guess flights.
Yeah, no, understood. I mean, the I mean, I think the ship itself is fairly loosely ran. Like it's not like you would be right. Like if this was like um, if there was someone actually in charge of the ship per se, right? There's probably like when you go to the moon, right? Like one of the things that the weasel warned you about going to the prison moon is that they keep a very strict list of who's coming in and out, which is why you need the ship in the first place, right? But
Mhm.
for here, it's like they don't care. It's like when you go to nowhere and um,
Mhm.
whatever, right? You just show up.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, you just show up, right? And
Mhm.
you dock or you pay whatever you gotta do. But it's
But
not
notice that
quite as
you're right.
regimented as you're thinking.
Hmm.
This is why we need either to hijack the entire ship itself or at least get its transponder to mimic it.
Yeah.
Though
So.
the entire ship itself would be the best outcome,
Hmm.
but I fear that there's no way that the Empire would let that go unnoticed for a ship to randomly go missing at Zed.
Outpost. Oh,
What if
God.
what if we didn't get it here? What if we got it out in space somewhere?
Hmm. Yeah, but then we have to blow it up.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Because we're not gonna board it in space. The pirates would know how to board it in space. They're pirates. That's what they do.
I mean, you certainly could board it if you wanted to. I mean,
Well, we either board it or we blow it up to get the transponder. It's not really an in between if we're in the middle of space.
yeah, and
But we want the payload.
The supplies.
yes,
We really
Supplies.
can't blow it up. So blowing it up is not an option. So if we're going to hijack it in the middle of space, we probably need the pirates' help because they are presumably masters of hijacking ships in the middle of space.
If we're going to do it down
What
here,
what if we cause some sort of event that caused them to make an unplanned stop here?
But what would that be? How would we get a supply ship to make an unplanned stop here? Are we gonna sabotage their ship somehow?
I
again,
don't
how do
know.
we get an Empire ship to make an unplanned stop at Output Z without raising suspicions at Output Z?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Unless you want to drift off into space, hack the ship, and make an emergency landing here without having the signal be sent from here, you know, be pretty tough.
That's that's the big problem. We either have to have it land here, at which point we sneak into the ship ourselves, or board it reinforced middle of space.
At which point we probably have to kill everyone on board and stop them from. We have to jam their communications. We have to jam their communication systems, board them, probably kill them all so they can't tell anyone, and steal their ship.
At which point we still have to deliver the supplies to
Air quotes
uh
deliver the supplies to the prison moon.
No, we
our
would still have to
people.
deliver the supplies to Talmarin and Golta within the timetable.
Yeah. So
And
it
again,
sounds
ideally,
like
we
the
getting
most.
the ship that's next stop Golta, because then there
Mhm.
wouldn't be any missing deliveries in between,
Yeah.
which just requires more knowledge of the Imperial's machinations.
Which is going to be hard enough as it is. So it sounds like we need a ship to stop here. We either need to become best buds with the pirates and hijack a ship that is stopping at Golta next, or we need to get a ship that is stopping here and then stopping at Golta.
Mhm. Either
That's
way,
true.
I think the information and skill we need lies with the pirates.
The
Unfortunately.
the weasel Talmarin says that if you capture the crew, he can call in some contacts to more or less imprison them somewhere temporarily.
Gotcha.
So you don't have to kill him.
Gotcha. There's non-lethal options.
There are
The
non-lethal
question
options.
is, how do we capture?
I mean, if we got them on the space station, we could capture them. But it sounds like if we let the ship land at the space station, it implicates the space station in the, you know,
Not necessarily, but
if your ship got hijacked on a space station, wouldn't you think it had something to do with the space station?
probably.
But they wouldn't know it got hijacked here, strictly, unless we got caught.
I feel like we're gonna get found out at some point during all of this. I doubt we're gonna play. Like, regardless of even if we flawlessly get our
True.
people and get off the prison, eventually they're gonna realize what 4 prisoners are missing.
4 to 5.
Yeah, whatever
Like,
it is.
yeah, because the weasel had 3 friends that we need to get, and we got to get our friends, so that makes 4 people.
Mm-hmm.
Something will
Okay,
be
four
noticed at
people
some
missing.
point, you would think. Possibly.
Eventually, they're going to realize that something is missing. It's, you know,
We just have to make sure that the missing thing is not related to here.
yeah. So we really can't get the spaceship while we're here. Because I'm sure they'll be able to figure out which ship it is that the prisoners disappeared on if they've got such, clockwork timings.
I will add that you computer people can do computer things, right? To
Yeah, well, I was
communication
thinking
systems.
that maybe we should.
Just a matter of what you
There's
want to
got to be a
try and do.
network we can hack or something like that
Yeah.
to get information.
The
Potentially.
problem
What do you want to do with it? What are you trying to do?
with what?
Well, he's saying to hack something or to look for information, unless asking for exactly
Well,
what.
okay, so I mean, we need to find a ship. So we need to. There's got to be timetables and itinerary and things like that. Like we ought to be able to figure out when the next ship is going to arrive. It's got to be stored in a computer somewhere.
Mm-hmm. What's our easy pass? Could we use our easy pass to get into the Aslanti Star Empire, like intranet or whatever, and go to their website and look up the timetables?
Yeah,
Exactly.
your easy pass is not really pulling information per se. Um, there are certainly various transmissions made by the ship that you could try to overhear potentially
Mm-hmm.
if you want to make a computer check for that. Listen on communications.
I mean,
Or you
Like, I
could do
haven't
something
yet
with
right
your
now.
communications somehow. There are the communications to the to Outpost Z. This depends on what you want to look for and where you want to try and look for it.
We could try and like if we wanted to have communications, we could try and redirect the ship to a place of our choosing, so that way we could capture them. I'm not sure what conditions would allow us to do that.
Mhm. Yeah.
No, fabricate the conditions. Gotta believe in yourself. Gotta
Gotta
make your
believe.
opportunities.
There you
Believe
go.
in the force or something.
What
I
if
don't
we
know.
what if we put a computer virus on their ship? I mean, we got to find the ship first, but we can put a computer virus on their ship that makes them think their engines are going to explode if they don't get service, or just have that check engine light come on constantly and not disappear.
Yeah, that would work. I mean, I feel like I said something like that earlier. I might have
That
said something to that effect earlier.
that only works assuming that they don't have a half competent ship engineer.
Do you think they have competent people working for the Empire all the time? Just don't pick a ship that is important.
I don't know. I'm like things
Just be a more competent ship engineer.
like
Can,
like
can one of you
would
have a skill that makes such a virus?
um honestly I think I do.
Is it like a coding skill?
Well, there's a
um
computer skill.
Well, I know this computer.
I
I
actually
guess you could
have
try
There's
that. Sure.
engineering.
no, I actually have a something that I picked up. I need to go find it. Give me a second. Um it's a it's a feat I picked up. Amplified glitch.
Ah.
Let me see if I can put this in thing to see if I can if people think of this.
I could use sleight of hand and steal the ship.
Yeah, definitely sleight of hand will work on stealing the ship.
Yeah. This. So I can cause things to like malfunction, but it's pretty short range.
Visibility on one. What?
Into nearby technological devices.
So this would say like target crew on the ship maybe shortly after landing, causing ship systems to violently alert them to nothing.
Yeah, but the thing is they
And
have to
that's
fall
the
for
moment.
it.
And that is the moment of the.
I don't know.
And that would be the
I don't
moment we
believe them.
ambush them.
And once they land, I could just use sleight of hand to steal the car keys.
Exactly. And then once we lock them out of their car, like they've got no choice. Also, we better steal all their phones too.
Yeah. We have to somehow lock them out of their own ship is the
I mean, that
problem.
isn't that hard, in my opinion. Locking them out of their ship isn't the hard part. It's making sure they don't call for backup, that is.
Suppose.
Is there somewhere else that we could get them to land?
I don't know. Is there somewhere else near here? I thought we were in like the middle of, Timbuktu.
Yeah, probably not.
Wait, you have 3 ranks oh, is it 3 ranks computers or 3 ranks intimidate, or do you need both?
Need both.
You have 3 ranks in intimidate?
I took them specifically so I could do this.
There
Intimidate
you go.
bonus. Mark,
Yeah.
what's your intimidate bonus?
+2.
You have 3 ranks in intimidate. And you have a +2.
Not a class skill, and he's a -1 charisma.
I'm just impressed. I mean, like, I understand how I have a +10 a +10 to intimidate, because I am, charismatic and all that. But still,
All
I,
right.
in, I don't need to roll it. I intimidate with computers. That's what the thing does.
You intimidate computers.
No,
not
I
computer-
intimidate using
using
computers.
computer.
So I don't need to roll the intimidate skill.
So okay, so if you're going to try and use the glitchy thing on the ship, how are you going to get to the ship to the within 30 feet ish or nearby ish?
Yeah, again.
Yeah, I think we didn't get there yet. I think we got to the part of how are we going to get the ship.
Yeah,
You know.
we were discussing the part of how do we get them off the ship without
Yeah, how do we get them off the ship and
without a
us
direct
off?
confrontation.
Okay.
We need to figure out next.
How do we
Next,
get
we need
the
to figure out where are we going to get them to land.
Mm-hmm. I think if we're going to do it like this, we got to do it on the space station because there's nowhere else around to put them.
Yeah. And Merck's artificial incident is not necessarily tied to the station.
Yeah, it's just the thing goes nuts. Everyone runs off.
But like once they run a little bit away, like how we had to we would have to stop them from coming back.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then
that's
we
when
would have.
we
steal their
go in
car keys.
ourselves. That's when we go in ourselves.
Mhm.
Yeah, Skulch steals their car keys. We kick them in the dick, and then while they're writhing on the ground in pain, we steal all their phones and run away.
Hmm.
And so then the question becomes, I mean, I guess if we just need them to be here, we could talk to
If
the
we're-
merchants.
Yeah, we can have to talk to the merchants, but otherwise, they're going off. We want to get them off the ship prematurely before they're done all their business.
Mm-hmm.
Once we go into the ship, I think we have a pretty good chance of holding it,
Mm-hmm.
whether that be violently or non-violently. Is up to what happens later.
Yeah.
However, what needs to happen now is we need to get a ship here.
Mhm.
Well,
And once the ship's here, we go through that whole plan. Hopefully, we have the supplies and their ship, or at the very least, enough data from the ship that we can mimic the transponder well enough. Then we can go do the Delta plan,
mhm.
which I've been cooking. Regardless, what are we doing to make sure ship lands here? Are we doing the communications ourselves, consulting with merchants, pirates?
Hmm.
Who are we asking?
Could we ask around to see if there are any like
Mhm.
unused planets and stuff in the area that we could use to?
Unused planets?
Yeah, like literally the planet we were just on. Like there is like one outpost on that planet, and
Mhm.
it's a whole ass planet. So like
I'm pretty sure that was explicitly quite unusual.
Mm-hmm.
we get those sometimes.
I mean, an unused planet.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
I'm just double checking.
Or even just an area of a planet, just somewhere that if like if we were to hack communications and pretend to be like their system and ask them to go somewhere to like investigate something that happened, and use that opportunity to steal their
Hijack.
ship there, to hijack their ship there.
So you're saying just any other location that's not this place?
Mm-hmm.
Just
Because
anything.
that's what we're trying to avoid, right?
Ideally, your artificial incident, I think, keeps it enough isolated that yes, it happened there, but it was something with the ship systems. It wasn't necessarily malevolent action by some
Yeah.
guy with a computer.
Like say, like, hey, we had a ship disappear at location X. Go to
Well, the
location
ship
X.
didn't disappear at location X.
Yeah,
Of
why
course it
would a
didn't, because it did.
freighter go investigate that? I mean, a freighter would hear that and run
Mic
the opposite
off.
direction.
Again, this is a freighter. We're not stealing a fighter here.
I mean, but like, if we're the system and we say like, hey, just go look. You don't need to actually like
I don't know. I'm pretty sure that we should at least see, since they do show up here occasionally, at least let's check our odds to see that they just happen to be showing up here. You know?
because
We check that.
once they're here, we can hack the communication devices to prevent them from
Getting back
communicating
out.
from communicating out, and we can nab their ship. But like, yeah.
And plus, again, if we have the crew here locked out of their own ship, Tomlin is willing to help us keep the crew away from
Yeah.
informants. So if we get them
Mic on.
here, we have more allies.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have a good idea of how to get them once they're here. We just need to get them here. I understand not wanting to associate
Implicate the space station, but
Alpha said, but it is where we have the best chance of capturing the ship.
Is there, how big is this place? Is there a spot where like, is there like a like less used dock that we can use to have this all go down in a place where things aren't going to be as much of a problem?
Hmm.
I mean, potentially.
also, I got a great idea.
Sure. There's some
so
spots of the
guys,
ships that are less used. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay.
so how about this? When we're leaving the prison, we leave a note that says that we did it. Then it won't be like the space station did it. Consider
What
a
if
terrible idea. What if we just did it? What if we just said we did it, you know? Problem
No,
solved.
give the Atlantean Empire a reason to try to get to the Pact Worlds?
Yeah, the Pact Worlds will fuck them up.
I feel like
I think that's a bad idea.
You call yourself the Wet Bandits, like in whatever movie that was. Home
Also,
Alone.
we're not exactly like a known group. Like we just like
okay, technically we are deputized by a governing agency, or at least an enforcement agency from the Pact.
Yeah.
We
Hmm.
are
I-
deputized by an agency in the Pact Worlds.
Can we call the Pact people from here?
I mean,
we are not leaving a note that says, "Oh my God, guys, the Pack World's fucked your shit up."
Hey,
You
at the
you
moment,
should.
all our
We'd have
ideas
to-
for
we'd have
making
to
sure
leave
this
a
space
video.
station doesn't get totally fucked over are kind of bad. So another bad idea isn't the worst thing.
I think we just leave a TikTok video. You know, it's kind of like kind of like the cinnamon challenge, except
yeah. Thank you. Think how
Yeah.
many hits that you would get on your stream there.
That would be a pretty good. That would be pretty good. It's just the problem is, I like being alive and not pissing off the giant empire of racists while I'm still in their country. You know? I like my life. To be fair, I have been posting about beating the shit out of
Well,
them,
yeah,
actually.
okay. We're going to piss off somebody. Okay,
Mhm.
it's just a matter
We're
of
just trying to direct their ire. How do we do
don't-
that?
just keep
It
it
sounds like we have-
ambiguous.
Yes, but ambiguous leads to these people getting their absolute day ruined.
Mm-hmm.
Ambiguous
like we
by
left that
definition means
colony
they
world
don't
in a
know.
good place. Yes,
Ambiguous
but the
by
most
definition.
logical conclusion one could come to is the last place the ship stopped. At which point, they're going to think it's here. So if we take credit for it, then they won't hate these people, and they're going to hate us regardless. At least don't connect us to them.
You know, I hate to tell you this,
Hmm.
but I have slightly more concern for them going and trying to invade my homeworld than I care about this space station.
I mean,
Well,
me too, but
So
I
maybe
will.
let's try and find a way that does not implicate this place, but does also not implicate the Pact worlds.
Okay. At
is
the
there like
same.
another
Okay.
group
Well,
that the
hold on.
Aslanti Space
At the
Empire
same
hates?
time. At the same time. The
Mhm.
Pact World Agency that sent us here was going to send someone regardless. We just happened to be the guys they sent.
Yes, they did not intend to have us as,
They did not
covert.
intend to have us out here. We're just the one ship who was actually within time to stop them. They don't exactly care what happens, I don't think. They're looking for results, more or less.
Make an inside check.
Who?
Oh, me? Great.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
A
I
what
do think
check?
that they are looking for
Insight
results.
or similar.
Where sense motive, that's the one.
Yeah, sense motive. That's good.
This is going to be bad. That's a 17.
Yeah, that's good enough. Hey, you're also disposable, right? Kind of like
Like
Mission
good as
Impossible,
Suicide
right?
Squad.
We can deny we can deny the involvement that we ever sent you.
Consider. Wouldn't it be funny if we fucked them over instead?
If we. So what you're saying. So what we're thinking now is. We pin it on us. We're a group of like 5 people.
No,
Out
no, no, no,
of.
no. We pin it on us, who are, in fact, deputized by the Pack World. They said, oh, they're expendable, we can use them. So let's show them how fucking wrong they are.
We're not expendable.
Sorry,
According to an
what?
empire, maybe we are, but let's make it their problem that they decided to be, you know.
I would say use the fact that we're expendable to our advantage and give ourselves plausible deniability.
What do you mean?
We can say, I mean, they're going to say that. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, well, no, we'll do what you say. But most importantly, because we're disposable and they never had us on any official
We can
document.
say that we're working for the Pact Worlds and pretend that we're just saying that, but we're not.
And the
What
Pack
if we
World
say
turns
we're working for
around
someone
and
else?
says, no, we never hired them. And just gets the whole thing into a mess. Because
And then we never have to resolve the mess.
the bigger the mess we make out of this,
The
the
bigger the
less
mess it is.
Zed is involved.
Okay, so he's saying that because the Pact Worlds is going to deny that we're working for them, that by claiming that we're working for them, we'll look more like we're pirates.
Yes. Just some random guys.
It's fair.
Random guys unaffiliated with any single space station or agency.
Yeah.
because the Pact Worlds has given us plausible deniability that we're working for them.
Fair.
So
Won't
I
they
say
kind
we
of
all do
figure
it
out
in.
that?
I say we do it in the name of the Pact Worlds.
Won't they kind of figure out from the 4 people we rescue that are Weasel Guy's friends that
Now, only
maybe
3 of them are
Weasel
Weasel
Guy?
Guy's friends. One of them are our friends.
Well, the point is that once we take Weasel Guy's friends
Hmm.
and rescue them, I mean, that will implicate the station.
Well,
I don't-
that would
I don't-
implicate Weasel Guy.
I don't know if they know about Weasel Guy.
Yeah. Plus, I don't think I don't think the 4 of them are like a known collective.
If we're going that far forward, then that's Weasel Guy's problem.
Yeah, that is fair.
I think the best thing to do is, yes, say it's in the name of the Pact Worlds. The Pact Worlds will say, no, they did that on their own.
Hmm.
And if they believe the Pact Worlds, then, well, shit, they gotta go track down one ship full of five idiots. And if they believe us, they're not gonna fight the Pact Worlds. They're that far away, and the Pact Worlds do have the most important location in the galaxy.
Yeah, well, the one problem with that is that because the Pact Worlds have the most important location in the galaxy, they're also the easiest to invade in the galaxy, probably.
Yeah, okay, whatever. We can return to the. I know we can return to the what's it called, the orbit of the third planet in 1d6 days from wherever we are in the galaxy, but like
They're the easiest to
gonna-
get to.
they're the easiest to get
Maybe
to.
not the easiest to beat, but the easiest to get to, and that doesn't count for nothing.
That doesn't count for nothing. Yes. Consider though. Hold on. Know that where is it in the description? That also means that they're also that. Also, just think for a moment. The Pact Worlds is the center of probably the most powerful single entity in the entire galaxy. Is this up and coming empire actually going to try to challenge that?
It sounds like they would, but I don't know if they'd win.
They've been picking on backwater planets with single civilizations on them. They're not going to attack the most powerful civilization in the known universe.
That's fair.
We're not going up against a Death Star which is able to wipe out entire planets. We're going off of some guys with ships. We're not even going after a central structure. We're going after like one prison.
That's true. That's true. It's not like we're attacking like their central government.
No, we're not destroying the flagship here.
We're just breaking out 4 or 5 prisoners.
Hmm.
Mic off.
I think we have enough of a buffer. If not enough of a buffer, enough of a
Mic
mess to
on.
make by blaming it on the Pact Worlds.
That's fair.
All right. So what are you doing? Let's try and narrow this down. This has been a fun conversation, but we'll see if we can try and narrow this down a little bit.
Still don't think we've lured this ship here.
No,
Okay.
we have not yet moored the ship
We
here,
have
which is
not let
kind of
your-
the keystone for everything else.
All right.
Yeah.
I want to refill my drink. I'll be back in a couple minutes.
Okay.
Mic off.
The plan I think would be lure a ship here, cause some incident, which likely first plan of action is the amplified glitch that causes the Aslanti to leave their ship behind. We hijack it from the inside, however well that goes. Either way, once we're in the ship, we stand a decent chance of just taking the whole thing.
Hmm.
Once we have that, we can deliver the supplies and prisoners to.
Because we can have, because once they're far enough away from the ship that once they're far enough away from the ship to think that they are clear, we can have someone just get on and take off while we capture them or whatever.
Yeah. That we can have somebody get on the ship and fly it out.
That would be me.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
We lure the ship to Alpha Shed, we hijack the ship, defend our new ship from the Aslanti. Once we've successfully defended that, we can ship all the prisoners and supplies to
Weasel.
Talmarin.
Mhm.
Ship payment to Talmarin.
Mhm.
And once we've paid Talmarin in the prisoners and supplies, we can prepare for Gulta.
Mhm. Well, we have
At
a
which
small
point,
window to prepare for Golta.
which I know Matt and I have something cooking for that, but I'm not sure if we'll get to that yet.
Yeah.
I have that written down in 5 bullet points if anyone needs it.
Gotcha.
You know, if they're picking up supplies from here, we could always explain us getting to Golta late as there being some delay with the shipment import or with the loading.
I mean,
Again,
that's
yeah,
fair.
we have plenty of excuses that we can
Yeah.
make once we get our ship to Gulta, but
The thing
we
is,
have to.
Mic on.
We're right now thinking before we head off for Gulta, what are we doing?
well, it sounds like we want to intercept a ship that is already going to be here.
Yeah,
So we should probably go talk to the merchants.
we need to find out when the ships are going to be here, and then when it's about to be here, we need to redirect it to a discrete place on the station.
Yeah.
So
You
we have
got a
to find the
plan?
ship on a route.
Oh, you're still working on it. My bad.
Pretty much.
Pretty
Sounds like
much.
we've got a plan.
I'm just going over
Also,
the last
I've got a
detail.
great idea on how to redirect them, Mark. We close all the other doors.
It's pretty easy.
So, it sounds like we need to find whoever is the most knowledgeable merchant around here, and get them to and find out when the next shipment is arriving from an Aslanti Star Empire ship, and hope that it is going to the person.
Okay.
So that, and then we prep for. Okay. So, I think so far, let me get this as going to post this in Discord real quick. I think those are essentially what we have for major parts of the plan.
Talaran says that the ships don't come directly to the outpost without good reason, right? And that could be the merchants hiring them to come or some other reason. Now, the merchants might be a little resistant to that. You might have to pay them off because, you know, if they if they call the ship and then you hijack the ship, they could
They're not going
potentially
to hire the
be,
ships anymore.
you know, right. So you're going to have to pay some coin if you want them to attempt to do that, assuming they will do that, right?
Yeah. I think now is the time that we don the Pact World sleeper mantle to get some of the blame off of people's asses. But anyway, yeah, that's the 5 steps for the hijack. Otherwise, if anyone has anything else to add, I think we're
Are there
good
any
to find
particular?
it.
Are there any supplies that they can only come here for?
The ships normally do not come to Outpost Z. Sometimes the merchants hire them. Sometimes they might be in the area for one reason or another, but they're not part of the normal routine of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to go somewhere else to get the ship.
Or lure it here, however you want to do it, right? Because you were talking about that earlier. Like, however you
Luring
want
it
to try
here.
and finagle that, it's possible. It's just not normal. You just can't wait for the bus to show up. That's my point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. So, and luring the ship here probably lies with either the pirates or the merchants.
Well, if we want to lure a ship here that's already in the area, we already have a way of pretending to be like an Empire ship, right?
Do already have an basic Empire transponder.
So we could essentially say, like we need a jump. We need to start, jumper cable sort of thing, and we don't trust any of these, disgusting non-human riffraff down here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, or we could just pull them over and we could be like, "Hey, your
You're
license,
speeding.
what license and inspection?"
Yeah. I feel like the first one is easier.
You're the Time Lords or Galactic Cops,
We are the space cops.
right?
Right.
Or
Also-
Green Lantern Corps or something.
Yeah,
Mhm.
something
Yeah,
like
I
that.
feel like Green Lantern's a bit more applicable because the Time Lords are not very good cops. They're just kind of bureaucrats.
Yeah, that's fair.
So we could pretend to be Empire. We have transponder. And
I think
lure
the
another Empire
"Hope my
here.
brother is dying" plan has become the plan.
Goddamn, you're right.
Hope our spaceship needs a fix. We don't trust any of these inhuman riffraff. Come help us.
Mm-hmm. That sounds like, yeah, send out a beacon for a supply ship, an Empire supply ship. We need some emergency craft.
Oh, this is so bad. I love it, but it's so bad.
Yeah,
All right.
is that the plan?
Sorry, how are we getting them here? Did you say?
Mic off.
We may or may not be doing get help.
We may or
We
may not
may
be
or
doing
may not
get
doing get help.
Essentially, the idea is we have an Empire transponder.
That's true.
We
So
can
we can pretend to be an
masquerade
Empire ship, and we can use their racism against them.
and we can say, "Hey, we're in a little bit of we're in a bit of a tough spot. We landed at Outpost Z. Come help us." And then suddenly they're the ones stranded at Outpost Z.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
pretty much.
I like that plan.
Okay, get help it is.
Mic on.
We know there might be ships in the area.
And that would both solve the problem of that would solve the problem of being bad for the merchants because they don't need to interact with this.
Mhm.
That would solve the problem of getting them to a specific point on
On Outpost Z.
on Outpost Z. Yeah, I like that.
The only problem is, of course, implicating Outpost Z, which we think we're just going to solve by dropping the Pack World's calling card at the end.
Yeah.
So, I say we get broadcasting a signal for any Aslanti ships.
So you are broadcasting it from where? From the Outpost Z or
Well,
out in...
we need to know who we're broadcasting to first. So
Yeah.
we do
Okay.
still need to
We're gonna
let's go get information.
also we're going to broadcast from our ship that is pretending to be an Empire ship right now with the whole transponder thinger. So it looks like someone from the Empire is calling for help. When we find someone,
Once we know that there's
Yeah.
an Empire supply ship in the area, we can beam for their help.
Yeah, because we don't want to just put out a collect call for any Empire ships. We want to target the one.
We want to target one that would be en route to Gulta and in the area,
Yes.
which means we're back to square one. How do we find that ship?
Well, we've made progress. Now all we need to do is do research to find out, because like that's not something that we just like know like from coming out of our heads. We have all the stuff from coming out of our heads. We just need to go and get the information from people.
All right.
All right. Who you chatting with, or what are you doing?
Merchants could have the merchants could have information. Again, we don't want to, even if we're not hiring the Aslanti, it still might make them nervous, but we will not ask them to hire the Aslanti ship. We just want them to. We just want any information. So we could ask the merchants.
Well, there's got to be like a control tower somewhere where they're just keeping track of all the ships in the area, making sure they don't run into each other.
That would be nice, but I'm not sure if this place is organized enough.
I mean, you could. I mean, they don't land here, right? But I mean, they will occasionally come in the area, right, as they're going from warp point to warp point. So I mean, you could check
Yeah, we
for
do.
that.
We
Like if
do
you want
have
to, yeah, listen to communications type of thing, I'll let you do that.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a drift beacon near enough that people do stop here.
Mhm.
So listening for Aslanti communications would be the Sphere Zero route of finding an Aslanti ship, though it doesn't give us much time to prepare.
Maybe if we listen to their communications, we could find out more about their schedule. So let's just try and listen to their communications and see what we get.
All right, sounds good enough.
Okay. Is that something we can do from our ship with computers, or do we need to go to somewhere uh
the space station.
on the station to access the local radios?
Um, you can certainly do that with your ship. Um, are you relaying any of this to Talmarin, or are you just doing this on your own? Just so I know
I think you should be
he
aware,
knows and
especially.
what he doesn't know.
I feel like you should be aware that we are trying to lure a ship to Outpost Z. Uh, that way, the delivery of the supplies and the holding of prisoners would be as easy as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um. So the only thing that Telmarin says is, to be careful with intercepting the Aslanti transmissions. That they are paranoid enough to keep tabs on, as best they can, how their who receives their messages. So, long story short, do a good computer check. Don't bomb it.
Mhm.
Okay.
About it.
Who is doing said computer check?
Well, I'm the one who is good at the computer checks,
Yeah.
as far as I'm
Do you
aware.
have Zante as a language?
No.
Okay. Then probably Paul or someone is going to have to help out here. Because you're not going to understand what the hell they're saying.
I know Mirai has.
Well, yeah. Someone else will do the translating. I just want to do the tapping in part.
Okay.
Again, Mira and Mirai probably both have. No, I believe they both know Aslanti. So
Yeah.
Is there any? I forget because I've been reading D&D lately. I forget now if there's like a help action or something similar to that you guys can do.
there might be.
I have to check
I
my
have the
book.
book open. Let me.
Yeah, I gotta go back and look. I've been reading a different game system for a day or so, so now my brain isn't sure which one I'm remembering.
I could take 20.
Oh, well, you could do
That means
that.
that also means you're failing a couple of times.
Oh,
Oh,
that's true.
that's true.
Right.
This is true.
Okay.
Yeah, aid another. You must attempt the same skill check. Okay. Yeah, there is an aid another action.
Yeah.
You attempt the same skill check of the creature you're trying to help, and they get a plus, and the creature you're helping gets a +2 bonus to that check, that same skill, in the next turn, as long as you succeed at a DC 10.
Well, that works because Paul has to help anyway, right? Skulch has to help with the translation anyway. So, and he's got.
What if
Skulch.
everyone helped?
Skulch and Skulch and Seku both have Aslanti as languages, so ideally they'd be the best at uh, reading any transmissions. And I know Mirai has a decent computers.
Whoever wants to roll, I get paid the same.
And what about rolling?
If you want to take a help action to help in the hacking and deciphering of the Aslanti transmissions, you can do that.
Roll a
If you-
DC 10 computers to give me +2 to my computers that I should have to do good on.
Okay, I have a +5. I can probably do a DC 10.
Mhm.
What do you have to roll? What? Oh, never mind.
DC 10 computers to give Kiki a +2. I'm
I was
specifically
gonna
targeting
say,
you
I have
guys
plus
because
10 computers, so I could do that easily, but never mind.
I have +11 computer.
Wow, +11.
That's even better than
All
my
right.
intimidate. I do
So,
get a +2 now from my check to help.
Yeah, like other people roll it too, so I can get more, right?
yeah,
Oh,
theoretically these can stack.
they do
It does
stack?
stack?
At GM's discretion, help can stack.
Sure, go for it. Because you got two people who can, reasonably help for sure. And you got plenty of time.
I'll roll for Murrah as well. Oh, Murrah's only got +1 computers, really?
Nah, he's a bounty hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, let's see if he gets it. Oh, he gets it.
Wow.
For sure something else. Hey, nobody failed. Yep.
Oh wow. Okay. Now I really gotta not fail. So I get +8 on top of my +11.
So
So
you get a +19. So pretty much Don't roll a 1.
Oh God, you
what
had to
is
say
so
that.
funny?
I'm not looking.
You know, should I? How do I type this into situational opponent? Should I type in plus 19 or do I type in plus
You
8?
type
And it
in
will-
plus
And
8.
plus 8.
Okay.
The situational
cool.
bonus is a bonus on top of your plus 11. There we go.
31.
31. That's kind of garbage, isn't it?
That's a 12. That's not garbage at all.
It is to 12? Oh, it is a 12. For some reason, I felt like it should have been higher.
It could have been. You know,
But a
got it.
12 with a lot of help
Yeah.
is astounding.
I mean, what the max would have been 39 then, right?
Yeah.
So 31 is actually pretty good.
I told you. It's pretty good. Again, we're looking at a range of 20 to 39 here.
Okay. So,
All
so
hands on deck for this one.
that's right. But that's okay. Like I said, you had plenty of time. You got lots of people who can sit and work through this. It's not like you're under pressure doing this, right? So you're all kind of huddled around in your science room or something like that, all using your instruments to kind of work together to get it to happen. And sure, you can get the information that you need, and you know where the ship is going to be and when it's going to be, and all that kind of goodness.
Okay, so there will be a ship passing nearby at some point that will be going to.
Yes, you know when it's coming.
Okay,
We now know when it's coming. Okay.
we know when it's coming.
So now the question is, how long do you think we have in between the ship landing and us hijacking it, and we have to leave for Gulta? Theoretically, we want it to be as little time as possible, right?
We want it to be as little time as possible,
Okay.
but if it ends up taking slightly longer, we can. There's plenty of excuses that we can make for it.
Mhm. Okay, so
Well, it's going to take a little bit of time if you're going to try and take the transponder off of the cargo ship and take your own ship.
That's true. Okay.
if we just take their ship, though, it will take less time, but we're using their ship.
Yeah, we probably want to have our ship for these purposes.
Mhm. Right. Okay. So, gotcha.
You know,
Either way,
yeah. I mean, it depends what you want to take. Like their ship is a cargo ship, which is great, you know, because it's their ship, right? But you know, if you for some reason have to blast your way out of there, it's a cargo ship.
Yeah.
it probably has like 2 weapons at most.
There you go.
It probably has okay defense, but it has like 2 weapons at most.
Not good.
Yeah. So, yeah, definitely would prefer to take our ship, which means we can spend a little longer on the station between. And plus, we have the excuse of, hey, we received a transmission to get help on Outpost Ed, and it's true because we sent the transmission. It's in the logs. In other words, we baked in our excuse.
We sent a transmission, but it turned out to be a prank or something.
But it did cause us to stay at Outpost Ed for some duration.
There we go.
There you go.
Whatever. We have our excuse built in, so we can spend some time here. Okay, that's good. I don't have to immediately go over what Matt and I have been cooking. We do have a plan for Golta. It's not very well baked yet, but it's enough of a plan. We did do some planning in advance.
I'm impressed. That's good.
I wasn't there for the planning.
You
Ah.
weren't?
There
I
for
thought
like
you
most
were.
of the planning.
I was? I don't remember it.
See,
Well,
that's what I
Matt-
said too, and then I
Then I
did
said-
remember.
All right. So what are we doing? You know a ship. You know where the ship's going to be. So what are you doing?
Okay, let's go and set up our ambush in a little used hangar.
Mhm.
Okay.
That is
So
the next step.
I need to be near where the ship is landing, so that way I can create the
Mhm.
the alarm.
You used to be a ship engineer. You'll fit right in.
I will. Someone else needs to be near there so that they can get on the ship and fly it all and close it up before they can get back over to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
Ideally.
uh, and then we need
Do we really need to fly their ship? We just need to close it up.
that. Yeah, closing it up will work. And then we need someone. Uh, and then we need some people to uh, get them to stand down so that way we don't need to get into a big fight and kill them and stuff.
Mm-hmm. So we want you and. So what you're saying is you and the Skulch can be up front as the guys handling the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Once they're off the ship, we need people to help them stay off, preferably non-violently. But
Yeah,
if it
So
comes to
that's
it,
like
like
me. So
like
did
that's
so
hey, so we need someone to go. Hey, this is a stick up. We're like taking your ship for a few days. Like, don't do
I,
anything.
I feel like
It's
we want
the
less
it's the
stick up, more
it,
I feel
it
innocuous.
I feel
this
like
is
we want less
the
stick up and more. Oh yeah, you guys came from the hangar with which just set off all the alarms. Yeah, you guys might have to stay around here for a while.
Yeah, we want to make it
Oh, I like that angle.
inconspicuous.
I like that angle. I was thinking our angle at this point would already be the like, hey,
Well,
we're with
we would need all
them.
four of us to even make a good threat against however many people are going to be running off this ship. It'd be better to non-violently get them to stay off the ship for a bit, because we really need what you and Skulch have to go on the ship to keep them
Because
out of it.
you guys have the most knowledge of ships
Ships,
and
you
are
guys
also
are the
the best
ship.
suited to do other operations in the ship.
Hmm.
Because
And because of
once they're away from the because if you guys can convince them, hey, your ship is doing a funky, we're gonna need you to come with us for a bit. It will be easy enough then to get them in a room and lock them in there
And then
for
we can just hand them straight off to Tomrin.
yeah, hand them straight off to Tom Ryan.
and the two of us, because of our other plan, already have a way to pass as looking human, so we could pretend to be the people that sent the call.
All right, yeah, it's all coming together.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together now.
It,
Yeah,
it's all
no.
coming
Oh
together.
yeah, it's all coming together.
Briefly update everyone who isn't in on Ray and I's plan for once we get to the space station. Essentially, because Skulch is very stealthy, Skulch is just going to stealth, while Ray gets that the one dude was selling a set of guard armor. So he's gonna get that. I was gonna
Oh yeah,
get
this plan.
a hollow skin, so I could pretend to be someone else. And
Hmm.
because the two of us have good charisma, we could pretend to like be people that are supposed to be there. And then Mark is our prisoner, because
Hmm.
Kiki cannot act to save his life. So then, um, yeah, then we can
Hmm.
get the people.
But I can act as something that I already am, which is a physical sciences enthusiast with a +11 in the skill.
Exactly. If you're all, you can. The best way to lie is to know what you're
No,
talking about first.
yeah.
And you look like you know what you're talking about. Anyways,
I hope I do at least.
so do we want to get those disguises now or later? Honestly, preferably now.
Yeah, you guys go get that.
Okay, cool.
This is my disguise. I
Yeah.
my me is my disguise.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, okay. I'm not going to pretend I followed all of that. I'm just going to make you repeat it officially. So, I think you tell me. I don't want to translate. I think I heard what you're going to do, but go for it. What's the next step?
So,
2 people are going and buying those thingies.
me and Mirai are going to get the one Aeon Guard armor and a hollow skin, respectively.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that way, once the Aslanti flee their ship due to the alarms, we can guise as the
People who sent the
Imperials
signal.
who sent the signal and ship off the crew members who are fleeing the ship to Talmarin, or at least get them off the
Yeah.
ship and away from it for long enough for our techies to do their thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you're picking up the disguises, so to speak. The
Yes.
whatever many
Disguises.
credits it was. It's a couple of browsers here, but I'll say that you've got that. It's no problem.
Yeah. In particular, I believe we wanted at least one hollow skin, and I was going to get where was it? It's on one of these tables, I swear to
Which what?
it's on one of these tables.
No, what?
So what? It's 750 credits for the hollow skin.
Mm-hmm.
And where is it? I know it's on one of these. No, Matt, I'm just gonna look at your document because I know you have it on that one.
I don't
What was
remember
that?
what I did with that document. I might have gotten rid of it.
Damn it. Well,
Well, like, I only have, like, so much document.
that's fair.
Why? I could have
Where
infinite
was?
document. Oh, no, I still have it.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
I didn't get
Can
rid
you
of it
just
yet.
remind me what the armor I was looking at was called?
The Aeon Guard, comma, battle dress, open parenthesis, trooper, close parenthesis.
Yeah, the Trooper Aeon Guard, the Aeon Guard Trooper battle dress. That's what I was looking at.
Mm-hmm.
I know one of these guys was selling that. We did look at that, unless that was just.
Okay. So the hollow guard and the other thing.
Yeah, the hollow skin and the Aeon Guard Trooper armor.
Right. I know it's here somewhere. I just can't find it. But I know you have one, so that's not a problem.
Yeah, battle dress AG Trooper under
Oh, okay.
Zarb's shop.
Gotcha.
Found it.
Thank you. I kept like flipping between different things. All right, cool.
You want to know what I was talking
So you both have that. You have your thing. So
Mhm.
you're dressed up for Halloween. What's next?
about. What's next is to get that ship here.
Okay. Who's doing it? How you doing it?
Techies.
Well, we're gonna get in position first, and then presumably, we will use the transponder of theirs that we have on our ship to send them a message and get them to land in a hangar where
So probably someone should use bluff or diplomacy or something like that.
yeah.
I think it'd be bluff. Yeah, I can bluff.
I mean, sure, but so what message are you sending them? Just so I know.
Something to the effect of help. Our ship had some technical difficulties, and we need someone to help us out. And There's
Mhm.
yeah, it's something to that effect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we kind of run into some difficulties. We need help down here, and we are not entirely trusting of the ground crew here. Actually, no, don't mention that. We are relying on their trust there.
Yeah, that's why I was gonna say something to that effect, and I went, yeah, nah.
Yeah, you make a very valid
Yes.
point.
We are in need of assistance. Our ship has had some technical difficulties, and we're in need of, yeah, we're in need of repairs.
Okay.
Roll bluff.
Give me a bluff. Yeah, give me a bluff.
20.
Okay.
30-20.
So, you get, so you send your message that you are basically having technical difficulties. You are radioing the ship to say, "Hey, we need your help," or any ships in the air need your help. They do answer, and you know, basically say, this is the ship, the Relic. What can we do to assist you? What do you need?
Mark, what do we need?
Um,
Or Skulch, either of you.
one of what,
You're both
tell
technology
them
people.
one of the supplies that they that they carry for.
No. Like, I need a thing that we need help with specifically.
All right, I just rolled an 18 on engineering, so
Okay.
I come up with a list of supplies that might be on an Atlantic ship.
Okay. Um.
I use that as part of my lie as to what we need help with.
All right. The captain says, "Okay, we have 3 engineers on board. We're en route to you."
Thank you.
So,
So they're
Okay,
on
got it.
on their way. Do you what else do you have to set up before they come here and dock with your
mm,
ship? If anything. Like, you might be done, I'm just making sure.
We need to all get in positions.
Mm-hmm.
mhm.
We need the people ready to we need the people ready to receive them, to bring them to Talmarin, and we need me and presumably Skulch near where the ship would be landing. Me to cause the spiel, and Skulch to get in the ship without them noticing.
Mhm. Once they're out of the ship, we can be outside the hangar or running to the hangar once we see alarms go off and tell them to come with us.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so where are we gonna take them?
I presume that we are going to take them to Talmarin's holding place and
Mhm.
lock them in a room.
Okay.
A small dark room.
Yeah, we
like
can
like like
say.
like deposit them in like a waiting room, but then just like lock the
With
door,
one light bulb.
and then Talmarin can take care of the rest.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Can we get? Uh, can someone get in contact with Talmrin and give him a point to rendezvous at?
Yeah, I guess I can.
Okay. Fair enough.
That would be most ideal.
All right. So we'll say, the ship approaches the space station, and, you know, it's, you know, just kind of communicating with you guys to say, okay, you know, we're coming in. Give us, you know, any technical information we might need to, you know, assist you, right? Like,
Mhm.
you know, don't need hammers, drills, right?
Something.
Whatever might be going on, right? You know, sonic screwdriver, whatever you need, right?
Core
Now, give
repair
us,
is
Espresso
what you
machine.
give me some idea of what's going on so we know what we're dealing with, type of thing. And we'll say I mean, Paul already came up with the list, or Sculch already came up with
Yeah.
the list, so that's fine. So, we'll say they come to the dock next to your ship, an adjoining dock, and they dock.
All right, time to spring.
All right.
Hey.
I will do
Oh
the
boy,
thing.
there we go.
Who's the other person who's good at Sculch? You're also good at computers, and you're with me, right?
Right.
Yeah, Sculch is our spaceship guy.
How about you also help with this?
Yeah, that's what we said. It was going to be you and Sculch on the ship, and then
Oh no, I
Gwen
mean
and
like
I.
with the me
The action specifically.
with the me doing the thing.
Oh, okay. What do I need to roll to help you out?
Probably another computer's help.
Another
Yeah.
computer check?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fine.
Another
Alright.
16.
That's good.
You only had to get a 10, I believe,
Yeah.
Mhm.
for the help
And
action. Yeah.
I will be doing my thing, so that will be a computers with an extra +2. 23.
Oh, that should be enough.
Okay. So we'll say they dock, and you know, the doors open, and you know, there's flashing red lights you see inside, and you know, all kinds of, like, you know,
The nastiest
chaos
alarm
going
is
on.
going off. They have
Yeah.
a core breach.
Yeah,
Countdown appears on the screen.
that's right.
Cafeteria
9,
is
It's-
out of
it's-
pudding. It's tragic.
8.
I was gonna say that, or it's like Red October. How do you get people off a nuclear submarine? Sure. So, you know, the door opens, and you know, the alarm's going off, and the engineers are just like looking around because they're like right by the entrance, and like, the hell is going on with this thing? What happened?
I kind of want to. I don't know how I want to describe this, but like, I want to go up and like make a show of empathy, but also make myself like super in the way, so to speak. Like, I want to be like, "Are you guys okay? What's wrong with your ship?" But like, make a total nuisance of myself, you know? Just like get all up in their business, so they do not have time to think about what the hell is wrong with this ship, you know?
Mhm.
That sounds like bluff.
Yeah, I was just gonna look.
I
I was just
agree.
looking through the thing. Give me a bluff.
Also,
E3
Wow.
again.
All right.
Mhm.
So these guys are just like, yeah, they're all confused. Like, oh, what happened? We just docked here, and this whole thing's going crazy.
At this point, I will also come up in.
You could even tell them that's the same problem
Like something
we
similar
had.
happened to me. You know, it's like,
What I was going to say.
Okay,
I
okay.
was gonna say, hey, do you guys want to like sit down for a minute? You know, I'm sure you've had a long time in space and all.
Mhm.
S-
Seems
Um,
like-
Plus, we can show you to our ship so you can help us out.
but it seems like we're in the same boat now.
Yeah.
okay, so you're telling them to move to your ship now?
Well, we're telling them to move to their ship. We're going to the rendezvous point.
Yeah. We're not actually going to take them to the fake location of our fake broken spaceship. We're going to be like, hey, you know, while you let that cool, how do
Okay,
we get them away from their spaceship? Yeah. We're trying to lure them away.
you're trying. Yeah, I get that. Right.
Like-
Okay.
Actually, I think better than saying you can come to our spaceship now. I was gonna say like, hey, do you want to like take a seat for a minute? You know, I'm sure it's been a long trip, and the spaceship seems to be going kind of nuts. So maybe you know it's a turn it off, turn it back on again kind of problem. You know,
When
act
in-
kind of like, oh, I don't know what's going on. You know.
When in doubt, reboot.
Yeah,
Um,
kind of dits it up, I guess.
all right, so I'll take it as part of the bluff you just spun. So they're just like, they're kind of confused and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, maybe it's worth seeing where the problem originated. You know, or maybe the transmission did something to our ship. I don't know. Let's go see the logs of your ship so that we can maybe that will have some hints on what the issue is.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
So we'll say we go with that. That's fine.
Gotcha.
So you're
And
coming
then
with
we
us
lock
then.
them in a room.
Yeah, we're coming with us then, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
So we've gotten
Uh,
them out of their spaceship.
So we are going to bring them rendezvous with Talmarin, and Talmarin said that he can
Yeah.
hopefully
Lock
help
them
us
up.
with that.
Yeah, we'll see some.
And meanwhile, while they're out of the room, now Scorch, you can go and nab their ship.
Why don't the both of you go?
All right,
I can
try
go to help
sneak on the
things.
ship.
All right, yeah, no problem. You're in. And it sounds like you're basically taking them to the rendezvous point, and they'll be held up at gunpoint. I'm presuming.
Presumably, as long as that's what whatever. What's the name again, Ray?
Whatever Talmarin however Talmarin wanted to get them,
Yeah, that's fair.
and we'll be
We'll
there too
say,
to maybe help deal with consequences.
yeah, we'll say they capture them, right? I mean, they're mostly engineers and a captain, right? So, a couple of tough guards and so forth can intimidate them into surrendering for now. So, sure.
Is there anybody else on the ship? Did any of them will stay behind?
There was really just 4 people on the ship, so the engineers kind of came off, and
Oh, okay.
and the captain as well, right? So you're fine. It's not that big of a ship. It's just a small crew.
Piece of
Okay.
cake.
Cake.
All right. I try to steal the transponder.
We were prepared for the worst, and we didn't even have to lift a finger.
Well, I mean, you did take almost an hour and a half to plan, so
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah,
Mm.
that was a long ass plan.
All right. Yeah, go ahead, spin.
Engineering?
Yeah, that'll be great. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, you have time as well, so, and you know, um, Tamarin will, he'll come by eventually as well to help out, right? Because he's gonna put that
Yeah,
onto
he's
your
going to
ship
steal
as
the
well.
cargo.
Yep, he wants the cargo as well. Correct. All right. Yeah, we'll say you got it and you're installing it, and those guys are captive, and your ship after you know. Let me see how much time they need.
Oh, no way. Wait. Did we really just invent more crimes that we can convict, that we can, quote, convict Kikiki on once we bring him to Gulta?
We did just invent more crimes for ourselves. Great job, team.
We invented more crimes so that taking in Kikiki onto Gulta looks even less suspicious. Not only do we got him on the Rune Drive investigation crap, we got him on pranking the guys at Outpost Z.
Okay. So we'll say.
Wonderful.
So yeah, it doesn't take too long to rig things up and finish up upgrades. Um, the outpost is a number of days, or the moon is a number of days from the outpost. So the fact that maybe you take like an extra day to, rig up the ship and get it ready is not a big deal, right? It's within its, we'll say, normal parameters of variance for a spaceship, right?
Mhm.
And sure, you're ready to go.
We're ready to go to Gulta, and This is going great so far. I am imagining that everything's screwed on Golta.
Oh boy.
Yes, Ark.
All right.
At this point, we have you on like half of these.
So sure, you go to warp, so to speak, and after half a week or something like that, like 3 days, give or take. Space travel isn't always the quickest here. We'll say you arrive at Golta, coming out of the drift.
Mhm.
So you arrive, you come in to the prison moon. As you're coming in, there is a vessel that is standing by. We'll say in orbit around the moon.
Mhm.
A big one?
Is it a big one? Let's see. It is. Sorry, it says the name of the ship, but it didn't say the class of the ship. Let me find it. Um, hmm. 1 second. Let me just search for the name of this ship. That would be better, and I'll find it. Oh, there we go. So, fuck. Let's see. It's around your size. It's not any bigger than, roughly the same size as yours, give or take.
Okay.
The vessel, scans your ship and makes contact, but with the alterations to your ship and the other transponder, it is generally pretty easy. They're just doing standard checks, and you're all one big happy fleet.
All right.
God, I love false flag operations.
I'll be right back. I use the restroom.
That's what we're pulling here. We're just pulling like a false flag operation, like 2 levels deep at this point.
Okay. As a side note, when we break during the week, feel free to upgrade your ship to level 4.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
But for right now, you're all friends. Whether you're friends when you leave the moon is up to you. But for right now, you're all friends.
All right. Yeah, that's fair.
So let's see. Yep. I know all this. I'm just going down whatever. Yes, I know all this. Here we go. Thank you. So, long story short, you guys dock. Let me get things ready to go here.
All right. Mm-hmm.
Give me a second. I got to replace your tokens. Let's see. Yep.
Okay, I'm back. Did I miss anything?
No, we got through unscathed, and we are docking at Gulta.
All right.
Is Mira coming with you, or is he staying on the ship?
No, Murray's the
no,
ship bodyguard.
He's the getaway driver.
Where is the getaway driver? And then since I am
He'll get us far enough off the moon for Skulch for someone to take over.
And then
Hopefully.
since I am supposed to be captured, either I leave Fixie here or Fixie is going with one of you guys.
I guess Fixie is going with one of the. I feel like I could get away with having an assistant robot.
Yeah, that's the question. Can we get away with having an assistant robot on Golta? If they think of robots as lowly as they do androids, yeah, probably.
That's true. You can just drop some casual racism and they'll probably put up with it.
Oh, 100%.
This bit is never getting old, by the way.
All
They're
right.
just like, yeah, they're just racist.
I mean, they are though.
Yes,
It's
but that is
literally-
becoming the crux for like half of our plans.
It's literally part of the
literal
lore.
crux. That was literally the crux of getting them to come to the space station, essentially. We didn't pull it just to be safe, but it was going to be, hey, can you help us out at the space station? We don't trust all these filthy non-humans.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Just casual racism.
It is one of their defining traits as an empire.
So the Golta Prison Complex is a series of dull gray domes connected by narrow corridors that spread out like a spider web across the surface of the moon, which is lit by a distant star. The entire structure encircles a large series of docking bays with hatches that irises open and shut. Auxiliary landing pads suitable only for the smallest of shuttles are connected to each wing of the prison. So, the guards definitely ping your ship as it's coming in there and says, report the dock. Relic, we have you on sensors. Report to docking bay 6B, docking code 785 Ultra 1.
Yeah, awesome.
Good.
Okay,
We do that.
follow instructions, no problem. The docking bay is certainly spacious and so forth. You dock, you come off the ship. So tell me what you got. You've got two of you dressed up in Halloween costumes. Kiki is your prisoner. And what's the third person doing? Because two of you have costumes, one does not. What's Skulch? What's Skulch doing?
I mean, we're gonna have Skulch just sneak around and
I
like
can sneak
shadow
around.
us. But are we still good with that? Is that a good idea still?
Works for Skulch.
Y'all good with that?
Metal Gear.
All right.
Okay, Metal Gear
I'm
it
gonna
up.
take that as a yes.
So we'll say, Kiki is being guarded by you guys, and you have your robot friend going on. No problem.
We have our robot
Egads.
guard.
I am a physical scientist associated with archaeologists. I was arrested for attacking officers and impersonating people so that way I could get their attention and try to get information from them.
Oh, you.
Wow, we got a confession already? Awesome.
I'm a
Yeah.
dangerous criminal. I'm not particularly dangerous because I was captured very quickly, but
I whack him across the head. Shut up already.
Ow.
I'd mock whack him across the head.
Okay.
Yeah.
You should present to the guard in the room.
We
Just
picked this
give
one
me
up.
a second. I grab the map. I want to grab a copy of my copy of the map. Let me snip this. Zoop. All right, cool. So, as you're coming in, that's fine. Someone give me a perception check.
I'll give you a perception check.
What's your
Um,
perception bonus, Mark?
7.
Oh,
Go for it.
I mean, you guys can also roll too. I assume you also have eyes.
I do have eyes. My normal human eyes.
I have my crap eyes.
He is wearing a big helmet. Skulch, would you like to?
Sure, I'll roll a perception check. Why
And I
not?
guess Skulch can stealth around too if he's going to be stealthing
There we
around.
go. You want my stealth roll too? All right. Well,
Sure, since you're
I'm
stealthy.
feeling very
and
perceptive,
for
and I'm equally
20s on
stealthy.
each.
We'll say you're in the shadows of the ship. So,
for the purposes of I am captured, let's assume that most of my equipment is inside Mr. Fixie, who is with
Mirai.
with Mirai and not me.
okay.
Mm.
Yeah, no problem. So I'll say that, some of you, let's see, certainly Skulch, Ruin doesn't see nothing, but we'll say thank you and Kiki as well, because it's not a very hard check. They're not exactly trying to hide, but we'll say there is, you notice cameras both in the northeast and northeast and west compass points, excuse me.
Gotcha.
So there certainly are cameras around in the various in this room at least.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think we're more or less. Most of us, at least.
Fair enough. So there's a Aslanti prison guard that greets you as you come off the ship, right? He seems pretty relaxed, and he's like, welcome. Where'd you get this non-human scum? Give me a few seconds to go through these boring protocols. And he's kind of like, pitting on his data pad or whatever.
Yeah, pick this one up from a phony distress signal we received on Outpost said.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You got it. That's fine.
I'd like to note that none of that
He
was
He says, well, I just got to take a inventory of your supplies on your vessel. Stupid protocol stuff, but I got to go on your ship and check that everything on this manifest is in there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, off I go.
Someone distracts me.
Never came up with a solution for this.
Yeah, I know. I think we just gotta take him out once he's inside.
Yeah. Shit, then we need someone else to be him.
I mean, hold on. While he's not looking, you could give me my data pad, and I can make the stuff go burr again.
I guess.
That's probably the best one we have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's do that for now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, stuff go burr.
I specifically block the cameras, like in a very nonchalant way while he does this.
So he's going onto the ship. Is that what he's doing? You're letting him.
As he goes to approach the ship, like Kiki makes the alarms go off on the ship.
Not on the ship, but we'll say on his
Data pad.
like does he have a monitor around that he like a thing?
Yeah,
that
he has a data pad.
Yeah, he has a data pad.
Yeah, I'll make his data pad crap out.
Okay. So he's walking onto the ship and he's like, "What the fuck, man? I just got this iPad 2000 yesterday. What the hell is this?" And he's like, tapping on it. He's like, God dang it. It's like, all right. I'll have to get the protocol a little bit later and get the cargo a little bit later. Let me. I gotta take this to some sort of maintenance and get myself a new data pad so I can take the inventory. He goes, walking off. We'll say. He's like, you guys can come inside though, no problem. No sense holding you up just for that. So, burp.
Oh, good. Thank you.
I think I lost.
I wish I was held up for longer. I don't want to go to prison.
Too bad.
So,
Quick thinking.
he goes into the next room, which you guys can certainly sashay into. There is, as you go in, you notice another camera on the, say, southwest corner back over here. That's fine. I'll say Skulch is just kind of following along with everybody else.
Yeah, might just want to
Yeah, I'll make
with
sure
us and
at
split off at some point.
opportune times for Skulch to conveniently be in the way of cameras for Skulch to sneak past.
So how long, Kiki, I'll go, does your data pad ability, fuck things up for?
It is
It looks like, I'm just reading here.
one additional round for every 5 that I exceed the DC. So, I don't know, not very long.
I don't know. Okay.
But
Long enough to
hopefully long
try
enough that he stops paying attention to it.
I want to try something just a little goofy. And ask him.
Or long enough for someone else to come up with another excuse.
Well, my idea was ask him to be like, hey, if you let me see if I can try and fix it. I had a computer science class in space college, sort of thing. Just a very classic. Let me see if I can fix this bluff into messing it up even more.
Sure. Give me the bluff check. I'm sure you'll make it because he's not suspicious of you at all. But
15.
Yeah, no worries. He's like, oh wow, really? Sure, go for it. And he hands you the data pad. The passcode, if it was working, is 1234.
Thankfully, I have a half decent computer skill. Because I definitely can't hand this to the prisoner right now. Obviously.
Yeah. When he says the passcode is 1234, Kiki has to try very hard not to snicker.
Oh.
Even if you do, that gets you whacking with your own baton.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna go for managing to mess it up even more.
Sure, go for it.
And mess it up more permanently while to smooth over Kiki's.
Switch the language.
Just switch the language to common so he can't read it anymore. That's an 18.
Okay. I mean, you have access to it, so I mean, you know what's going on. You can
I try
muck
and
it up a
fiddle
bit.
with it, and I go, I couldn't do anything, just.
Oh man, well, thanks for trying. I really appreciate that. Would have saved me some time.
Yeah,
he just looks at it. It's like, fuck this shit. It's like, all right, I'll plug it in here and I'll have to wipe the machine and get a new image and have it reinstalled.
Yeah.
So it's all good. Thanks for trying to make it faster, but I'll fiddle with this.
While they're doing that, can I find a computer terminal?
Can you find a computer terminal? So
there in this room, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, there's not one in the bay per se.
Once the guy leaves, you can take his data pad.
There's certainly ones in here. Well, he's just going to wipe it. He's just going to stay on station and plug it in, wipe the drive, take an image of the iPad, and reinstall everything.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well,
I mean, what I want to do is I want to find out where the princess is.
The
Mm.
princess?
The android. We know they're in cell block J. We just have to get there.
Yeah. I mean, we can find out more specifics along the way, but, I think we should keep moving before we do that. I feel like we
Oh,
can
All
yeah.
right.
find an inconspicuous spot along the way, is my thought.
I mean, you could try to sneak around. I mean, there's a whole bunch of people in this small room.
Hmm.
If you're good at sneaking, you might be able to, and then you got to hack the computer and see what you can do with it. But you can try if you want.
I'll wait until later. That seems to be the consensus.
All
We
right.
have a good.
I don't want to, while this dude is here.
We have a good facade right now,
Yeah.
and
Let's keep
also we know where we're going. We're going to cell block
block
J.
J. So when we want to get the specifics, we should do it while we're closer.
Mm-hmm. All we need
So
to do
let's
now is
keep the momentum.
find block J.
Hmm.
Once we have that, we'll know where our friend is, and we
Are
know
there any
that.
tchotchkes on the desk?
Any what? I'm sorry.
Any tchotchkes on the desk?
No.
Like a photograph of the guy's kids or something?
No, they're pretty military here. They're pretty up and up for the most part.
Okay.
Okay. So 1 second. Fudge. Yeah. Okay. So sure. So the door he opens the door to the next room, and there is a guard outside the door, and then there's a passageway that opens up and then turns to the west.
So
And I guess you walk by with Kiki and
Yeah, I can't escort myself.
yeah, and he's like, "Arr, scum," and you got the robot and everyone else.
what was I thinking? So we, hmm, how do I do this? How do I cook up this clever ruse? Let's go with something to the effect of, "Hey, we got this prisoner here. We heard around here that Subblock J is the one for non-humans, but could you point us in the right direction? The two of us haven't been here before," referencing Ruin and I.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, she's like, yeah, just follow the corridor through the main area, and when you get to the central hub, cell block J would be to your northwest.
All right,
Northwest
thank
from
you
the
very
main
much.
hub. Gotcha. Thanks.
No problem. You notice there's a camera in this corner, and also once you turn the hall, down the other side of the corridor.
Gotcha.
Let's
Pretty
see.
standard cameras.
Yep.
They do seem to like their cameras.
Yep, they're showing. And you have a key card that was stolen that was given to you by the
Python.
yep, you got it. So you can flash that, and that seems to be fine. Sculpt, just want to give me one more check since you're going to sneak past like 2 people.
Uh-oh.
Wow, critical fail. 14 is critical fail. All right.
Where is
So
he? Oh god.
we'll say he comes around into the second room. This door will be closed at that point. Whoop. And Sculch, you're geared, correct?
Yeah.
You didn't take off your gear. Okay, cool. So, the door is closing and Sculch is trying to sneak by, and the guard's like, "Hey! What the hell is this creature doing with you guys? How come you don't have a proper crew?"
I'm-
This creature ain't an our crew, that's for sure. Must have something to do with our other prisoner. Must be trying to sneak through. Well, already headed to J block. Might as well throw another one on the pile.
1 second.
Well, it's small enough.
Boo. Let's go with. Sure. So he has a gun trade on Skull. She's like, well, at least disarm him. We can't have him like this.
Yeah, I agree. It's
That's fair enough.
So I load up the gear onto Fixie. I take his gear and I load it up onto Fixie.
Okay. So we'll say Skulch's gear is in Fixie.
Yeah.
All right. So that was a close one.
Yeah. Good.
Hmm.
Good work there, soldier.
All right, let's check in. Okay.
There was always a chance that this happened. We considered the possibility of taking both of you, but
Sure.
Well, at least we got that one out of the way quick.
well, okay, yeah. Well, now we move as a group.
All right. Okay.
So now we have 2 prisoners, I guess.
You have 2 prisoners. You head down the hallway.
Yep.
We'll probably find another place where Skulch to split off later. But for now, he's another prisoner going to J Blah.
Going to J.
He is. So you get to the next door.
Attempting to hijack a ship.
You get
Okay,
to
well,
the next
speaking-
door. The you see the door is locked. It has a basically a bio lock that you would guess, but looking at it, is keyed to pure-blooded Aslante. So, you know, your disguises aren't going to get you past it. You could always hack it, or you could,
Yeah,
figure out
TBC.
something else you want to do. But, the door is locked.
Kiki,
You're
up.
wow. That's such a good check that Kiki Key is just like, when the camera's not looking, he just like looks at it funny and it goes click.
Intimidates the computer into opening.
All right. Boop. So, next room. Let's see.
Where'd Skulch disappear to?
What? Oh,
What was that? Sorry.
He just has to move his character token.
Oh. Where is he? Oh, he's already back there. I'll grab him really quick. Shoop. I can move him faster. Shoop. There you go. Maybe you're lagging. I don't know. There you go. Do you have control of your token, Paul?
oh, I just wasn't moving it. That's all.
Oh. Okay. Fair.
I didn't realize I was self-moving, or not self-moving.
Okay. Oh man, there it is. Cool. So, you can, as you go into this area, right? You can see there is there's a few rows of, say, uncomfortable looking coal, chairs, and cold metal walls of this oddly shaped room are there as well. You
Yeah, they seem
have
to like their circular rooms.
they do. In the next room coming out is a security guard. As you can kind of glimpse into the neighboring room, you can see that there's a large steel desk that blocks a door in the north west section, and there's a more imposing door that leads east. So that's a heavier door. I should probably lock that door. Should probably lock all the doors while I'm here, for that matter.
I don't know. That would be funny.
Boop, boop. Well, wherever. Fair enough. I drew doors, but not necessarily locked doors. What it's supposed to be. There we go. So, so basically, the person is kind of comes out and gives you kind of like a cursory nod, and you know, is basically like, "What can I do for you?"
I'm not just taking these 2 prisoners to J Block.
Hmm. Give me a bluff.
Oh, yeah, sure. Oh, whoop, that's the wrong button. Oh god, this is getting worse.
Let's see here.
We are going to take. Okay, we are taking these 2 with us.
He spun crappier.
Oh, thank God.
He's like, "Oh, okay, let me check it out." And he motions you to come into his office here, and he goes behind the chair, the desk there. There's a computer, and he's like, he's like, do you have any documentation?
The ship documentation.
Oh yeah, we
Do you
we
have
do.
any documentation?
You're asking him.
What's this
Give-
going?
give
It's like,
No, no,
Give-
the 2 of them.
Give him the ship documentation, and if he wants more, he will ask for it.
Yeah, that's what I do. I give him the documentation that we got from our ship.
of the relic.
Yeah.
It's like, where did the prisoners come from? They're not on this manifest.
You see, when we were on our way here, we happened to catch these 2 trying to sneak onto our ship, so decided to lock them up while we're at it.
Got a prank transmission from somewhere between prank and criminal transmission from Outpost Z. These 2 tried to sneak on when we landed.
All right. He's like, all right, well, I mean, you already made your bluff check. He's like, all right, well, we can hold him here until we figure out what to do with him. Good job.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
And he'll
Mm-hmm.
unlock the door.
Oh.
Wonderful.
Oh, whoops! I closed the door.
What you did?
Just hanging out in the walls.
So what happens with those 2?
Oh, aren't they just coming with us?
Should be.
Indeed,
Okay.
we are.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
Okay, cool.
I'll
Nothing
I'll
has gone
squeeze
wrong
Paul
yet.
through the wall there.
Oops.
Okay.
Boop.
Nothing
sorry.
has gone awry yet.
There you go.
Nothing has gone too awry.
You don't see any
So-
cameras in this room, um, or in this hallway. There's no cameras. There's various, doors that you see. There's one, like I said, to the north across the door you came through. There's one down the hall. If you go to the north corridor, there is two doors across from each other there. Um, you see another door at the end of a long hallway. Again, you don't see any cameras here. You would know from landing the ship as you passed over the station, and if you go north, that will take you to the main central hub.
Okay, I
Awesome.
was going to say north central hub. From there, we just keep going northwest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything else, all the other doors in this room would be in whatever else is in this circular chamber.
They sure do like their domes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the wall of the rage.
I am so glad that the Aeon Trooper disguise is holding up.
Yeah.
It's very nice that it
You're
covers
spinning
the
pretty well.
entire.
They
It
spun
also,
poorly at times.
it
Uh-oh,
also
where'd
helps that
everybody
the
go? Did you go north?
Down
We went
north.
down the really long hallway.
to the north.
To the
Yeah.
north.
Yeah,
It's the northern north.
the northern north. You
Oh,
got
there
it.
you are.
Cool.
They went from the north to the northern north.
Indeed.
So inside here, there's four cameras, really one at each hallway. Right. There are three guards here. Um, so this. So yeah. So the one guard behind the main desk, the one that's closest to you, is like, okay, you got a couple guards for us? We need clearance for these prisoners.
Sorry, could you?
We need
Out
we
of
need
context,
we
could you
need
repeat that?
yeah, we need to know give me your orders for these prisoners and whatever clearance you might have.
I show them my what's it called for the ship stuff, and I go, we picked these two up for off somewhere between a prank call and a criminal threat, trying to quote unquote get their ship fixed, but we managed to stuff them. So
Hmm.
A block.
We're bringing them to Jay.
He's like, I don't know why they sent you this way. Any luck? And he's trying. He looks around. He's like, well, no one's really allowed in any of these other. You need proper clearance to go any further than this. Let me see what we can stick these guys till we can figure something out.
why don't we just stick them in J block?
Yeah, well, got to have the proper clearance for Jerry Block, and the paperwork has. You know how it is, right? You got to have the right paperwork.
Come
Bureaucracy,
on.
bureaucracy.
We can stick him in the infirmary down there temporarily until we get this straightened out. I can
Mhm.
talk to the warden here in a little bit. I mean, you gather pretty well that these guys take their job pretty damn seriously. So, they're not going to let you go further without, um, yeah, without something more than just that.
Do you have anything?
Okay, what could I possibly do other than a terrible idea, which is combat?
Well, hmm.
Do we have the clearance codes from any of those? From any of the dudes that were on the planet that we were on?
No.
Nah, you don't have anything more than this. I mean, you can get into here, but
But we can't get past these guys unless we like get them away.
come on, let's get you guys into the infirmary for now, and
Let's just do that for now.
we'll figure it out from there. It shouldn't be too long. We'll get the boss, and we'll figure out what's going on from there.
Yeah.
So the door like opens over that direction in the southwest, and you can go in there. Um,
Mhm. I guess we just push on.
Yep. Oh, hey, you mousy guy, get the hell in there. Get moving.
Oh, there's a fucker.
So there is one doctor in here. I mean, he looks the same as the guards, but he's more doctory. Sorry, these passageways are a little tight. Um. He's like, non-human. Hopefully he's not hurt. I don't like working on these, you know, these alien species.
Ugh,
Mhm.
disgusting.
Don't worry, we're just here temporarily until we can get them cleared for proper
J-ball.
hold.
Okay. So he's like, all right. What can we do with these guys? Why don't we just put those two guys in the airlock over there to the north, and that will keep them good and tight until we get the right people here.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like a terrible idea.
Yeah.
What happened to Fixie? We still have Fixie?
Fixie's right
Yeah,
here.
under Skulch.
Oh, okay, he's under
Oh, there's
Skulch.
two of me.
There's two of you? How's there two of you?
Yeah, that explains why I couldn't move. There were two of me on the screen.
Where's the second of you? Did I drop you on here
No, the second
twice?
one's gone.
Oh, weird.
Once I found the right one.
Must be a local issue.
Yeah, maybe it lagged or something. He's like, all right. So they take Kiki and Skulch. Whoop, got Skulch. Burp. There we go. Stick him in the airlock. It's like, you guys can just hang out here until we figure out, what to do next. Or what until the boss comes. She's interrogating some prisoners last I heard, so I'll probably be getting busy here in a little bit.
Mm.
And it's getting close to 10. If you want to stop here for a little bit, that's
I was
fine.
gonna say, are we gonna break soon?
Yeah.
Yeah. My clever planinator is running out of clever plans.
Well, you got time.
Unfortunately.
You got time to think through it.
No, I do, thankfully.
Could always try the I want to put him in myself.
Yeah. We
But that might not work out so well.
we already tried that a little bit, but anything more forceful and we're on the line ourselves.
But hey, maybe appealing to the boss? I don't know.
Hey, they say they're gonna get the boss over here, so
Mm-hmm.
if we want to say anything to the boss, and now's our shot.
So since we're not getting to get Javier back, obviously, well, obviously level up your ship to 4, but you guys can level up your characters to 4 as well
Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
Neat.
to offset since we have less people.
Neat.
And next week should be Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Cool.